How are you?
All right. Good, good. Sorry, guys. I'm a little sick, so bear with me.
Well, we love you and we're excited that you're on and we're just happy that you could be here. You guys, Jace is sick, you guys, and he is offered to take this time out of his night to be able to jump on with us and give us a little bit of training. So Jace, real quick, let's jump into it. Thank you so much for getting on. You have been well, before I jump into it, give us a quick backstory. How long you've been with FFL, what you're doing before, and kind of the whole rundown.
Been with FFL since April, like full time, pretty much. Did it part time. Was a cop for a little bit before that. I just quit that job to do this full time because the numbers didn't make sense. So, yeah.
Perfect. Well, I love that. So you guys, Jace has only been here since April, like he said, full time. And in the month of May, protected a ton of families. And now in the month of June, only 2 weeks in, he's already protected 21 families. So Jace, I think a lot of people, some are in that position that maybe you were in. So can you talk about that? Because there's not a lot of people that would be at, a very stable, sturdy job where you were at, benefits, things like that, that would leave something like that to be able to come be an independent contractor. Can you talk about that decision for you? And if anyone's on the fence, why you made that move?
Yeah, it was terrifying. Still is terrifying, but it was, my wife was like, just go out there, do it, try it out, see what happens. And so far it's paying off really well. So if you want something in life, you got to take a chance.
You got to take a chance. Simple as that.
Yeah.
So Jace, talk about how you went from so what were you doing when you were doing a part-time schedule? What did that look like compared to your full-time schedule here now?
Yeah. So I was just dialing whenever I could. So like I'd dial when my kids would nap. I'd dial when they went to sleep. I would anytime I had a free minute, I would dial. And I was actually printing my leads. So I'd print them out and I'd just tally each one. And I'd go through it. Like I probably spent $1,000 in leads my first month in April. They had turned it into 26. And yeah, that's when I was kind of like, all right, I did this part-time. I did that. And I'm like, all right, well, then I found out about Phone Burner and just kind of took off from there. So yeah.
So what I love about that so much, Jace, is like you almost like didn't know. Like you're like, I just found out about Phone Burner after I protected 26 families last month part-time.
Yeah.
You did not, and I just want to clear this up. I know we talked about this. You did not have any insurance experience before this. You were a law enforcement officer, so very, very different.
Yep.
No sales experience.
Nope. I'm just extremely comfortable in the home.
Yeah.
So my thing is, if I can get you in the home, it's golden, pretty much.
It's locked in. He's confident. You work with Spencer Fagioni, right?
Yeah. Spencer lives down the street from me, so him and I kind of run together now. So we've got this little like running team going, and it's just we're both doing pretty good this last couple of weeks.
Yeah. Well, I can tell because you guys talk like each other too. Like if I get in the home, they're definitely buying, which I love.
Yeah.
So Jace, what I'm trying to get at is like you plugged into the system like tenfold. Like we said, come to the office and dial with us at Tampa. You were there. We said, do this. You did it. How big of an impact do you think, because you wouldn't have known anything about insurance or sales. So as a brand new agent coming into this, how important do you think it is for these guys to plug into the system?
Yeah, plug in, buy in, do the dial days and hop on the live dials and, find a script that works for you. I worked with a couple different scripts and I didn't really like them. And Spencer actually gave me Toby's script and I used that and I kind of tweaked it into my own that now I'm using and, it's working out pretty well.
Yeah. And Jace, are you all in the home?
Yeah, I've done a few over the phone. I can do over the phone too. I've done a few.
Yeah, but mostly 90% in the home.
Yeah, I'd say 90% in the home.
Okay, perfect. So as a new agent, you got your leads, you dialed them, you went in the home. How impactful do you think that is to be with the client in person? Do you think that's easier as a new agent?
Yes. Yeah. And that's coming from like my previous job experience. Like if you're in the home, you can control the situation and you can kind of dictate how things are going to go. You don't have to get pushed around and like over the phone, it's hard. I mean, they can just hang up on you and that's it.
Yeah.
If you're there, then it is over the phone.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Now, Jace, what leads are you running?
Your 6-month CRM lead.
Okay, hold on. Jace, can you hear me?
Yeah. You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You said 3 to 6 month CRM leads.
Yeah.
Okay. So never had any mortgage mailers locked out, never had any fancier
Nope.
leads than anybody else has. You run a
Nope.
you run a pretty condensed county in Sarasota, Tampa area, right?
Yep.
Okay,
Florida,
perfect.
pretty much.
So talk to me about your phone script. Where do you think what do you think the thing for you that makes the biggest difference on the phone happens for you?
I'm more like buddy buddy with my script. And that's how I was as a cop too. I just kind of was like, hey man, come over here and talk to me. Let's figure this out. I know you sent this request. And it's just like straight to the point, like very friendly with them. I'm not like I'm reading a script. So
Yeah.
yeah, I would do it with you right now. And I'm literally struggling to talk.
No, you're good. You're good. Jace, I'm going to get you off here soon because I know you're really sick and I've been pushing Jace. I'm like, Jace, I don't care if you're on your desk, you're getting on this call with me
Yeah.
tonight. That's how I am. So, all right, Jace. So real quick before I get you off here, guys, what I'm trying to show you with Jace is like, you can see how just supernatural he is. He didn't have any sales experience. He just came in, did whatever Spencer told him to do. He was a sponge. Buy the leads, call the leads, whatever works for you, go out in the home and make it happen. And he doesn't complain about anything. And here he is 21 families deep in 2 weeks. So Jace, you're a brand new agent. You know how uncomfortable it could be for, buying leads, being able to switch from your part-time job to do this full-time. Talk about if you can leave them with just like 1 minute of something of that's going to help them as a brand new agent, what would you leave them with?
I would say like it's terrifying to go drop, $1-2 grand a week if you don't have that much money and you're, not sure about it. You don't really know what you're doing. But like I said earlier, if you don't do it, you're never gonna know what you could do or what your true potential is. So try it out. Go all like Spencer told me, he's like, dive in, like go all in, give me 3 months, and I promise you'll make out all right and you'll be a top producer. And I bought into it, and the first month kind of was just insane, and it got to the point where I was like, you know what, I don't want to be a cop anymore, so I'm just gonna go do this full time.
Yeah. And Jace, you feel like this is 100% duplicatable for anybody that wants to do it?
Oh yeah, like I said, I run the old leads, so I don't even mess with the 1 month. I don't mess with the mortgage protection. I don't mess with anything. And like I will work my leads. Like I have different folders on phone burner. I will work them until like I get a hold of them. So I don't stop working that lead until I get a direct no, or like, every one of us has been cussed out over the phone. If they do that, I'll put them on the do not call list. But until I get a direct no or something like that, I'm going to call them until I either book them or get in their home. And that's like, I circle back to my leads like a month later. Like I bought some leads in April. I still circle back to, and yeah, it's just don't give up on your leads. Like a lot of people are like, oh, I just bought, $2,000 worth of leads. I'm gonna go buy another 2,000, and that's great. You're gonna do great doing that if you can do it. But like when I started out, I was like, all right, I don't have $2,000 to just go blow here and there like every week. So I was like, how do I maximize it? So I literally just don't stop until I get a no. And then if I get no showed, it's not the end of the world. I got no showed 8 times one day. I called Marlene and I was like, what the F? Like I was super upset. I was pissed off. Well, a couple days later, I just circled back, re-showed up, and I sold like 5 of those 8 policies. So I'll always go back.
The ones that no showed you, you went back to their house.
Yeah, I always go back. If they no show me, it's just, all right, whatever. I'll come. I run the 2 counties, so I'm always in the area. So I'll just swing by whenever they're home, just drive by. If I see a car, go up in there. Hey, you no showed me. What's the deal, man? I kind of, make a joke with them and just come. I get in the home and it's done. So
Jace, yeah. I have to know, because you sell a lot of insurance. Do you bring your badge with you and you're like, oh,
nah, I should though. I still got it.
That would work. Well, Jace, thank you so much. I think you bring a ton of value to our team. What I love about you is like, you're so simplistic. Like you're like, just like, dude, this isn't hard. Like just do what they say and like plug in, which I love that about you. So Jace, I'll let you get back to your family because I know you're super sick and you want to go to bed, but thank you so much for getting on with us tonight and for pouring into it. All right, guys. So real quick, before we get Digna on here, I know, and I want to just go over some of those points because if you're not taking notes, you should be. And I want to just reiterate, you guys, Jace is super, super simple. He doesn't get super worked up. He's not the person that's going to come on this call and like, just, be super fired up and bang you with a bunch of stuff. Like he's literally like, guys, I got the leads and I called them. I don't have any special leads. He doesn't have any mortgage mailers. He was a brand new agent, guys. He started in April. He runs in a very saturated with agents areas, Tampa, Sarasota area of Florida, where there's a ton of people, a ton of big teams. So you guys, it kind of gives us perspective about something like if you're complaining about literally anything, just think about it. Like, is this something that, like, what's the perspective on that? Like, is this something that's not working for other people and it's not working for everyone, or it's not working for me? Guys, Jace is dialing 3-month-old leads. He had no sales experience. You guys, he was a cop 2.5 months ago, and now he's a life insurance agent. Like, that's crazy, guys. So if you're making excuses for yourself on like, hey, it's the leads, you know, I didn't have experience in this. This person came from another company. My area is too saturated, blah, blah, blah. Guys, like some of the things that he said are so basic that you're almost like, you expect him to get on this call and drop this inordinate amount of secrets. Guys, there's no secrets. And that's why I wanted to have Jace on here so bad tonight, even though he was sick. I was like, you're getting on, because that's exactly what it's about. It's so simplistic, plugged into the system. He's like, Spencer told me to give it 3 months and don't give up on myself. So I gave it 3 months and didn't give up on myself. Imagine that, you guys. How many of you guys, and I know you can't talk back to me on this, but how many of you guys, he runs 3-month life leads, he runs 1-month life leads, he runs instant internet leads, all out of the CRM. He doesn't do anything that's not in the CRM. But how many of you guys get no-showed and you go back to that appointment on another day and say, hey, dude, you no-showed me. Like, what's the deal? Like, those are the things, you guys. How many, like he said, I still dial my leads from April because there's no such thing as an old lead or a dead lead. Like, how many of you guys are doing that? So my challenge to you guys in listening to Jace today is he's a brand new agent, just like a lot of you. He did not have any experience in this. He just told you I was a cop 2 months ago and now I'm here. He didn't have any experience, but he's like, I just plug into the system and I just go the extra mile. So if you are not dialing your leads 3 times and coming back to them a month later, you're not doing all you can. If you're not getting no-showed and then going back on a different day, he got no-showed 8 times and he went back on a different day and sold 5 policies. Because he went the extra mile, you guys. But imagine he didn't go back. So if you're having a hard time and you're getting down on yourself and you get in your head a little bit and you're like, this isn't working, this isn't working, this isn't working. Like, I hate to break it to you guys, but like, it's not working for you. But it is working for the people that go the extra mile. So until you've gone back through your leads from 3 months ago, until you've changed your script, until you've got on live dials, Jace gets on live dials and asks for help. Until you've done all of those things, you can't say that this system doesn't work. Jace is on live dials, you guys, camera on. Him and Spencer go back and forth on what would have worked, what doesn't work. If something's not working for him, he changes his script. He gets no-showed, he goes back to the house. He has leads from a month ago he didn't got to. Like he said, I am not calling them until they literally tell me no, and then I finally stop. But he's like, they have to tell me verbally no, or verbally hang up, or verbally F off. He's like, otherwise I'm going to their house. So you guys, until you're doing that, you can't say this system doesn't work. So that's my challenge, you guys, in listening to Jace tonight. It's one of those things like we see like Zach Twardowski do it. Like, he's one of those guys that's just like that, like nothing fancy. He didn't get on here and talk about all these big words and these fancy things. And he's not this salesperson with his briefcase who's been in the business 30 years, guys. 1 month he's been here full time, 1 month with no previous experience. If Jace is doing that, anybody on this call can replicate and duplicate exactly what he's doing. All right, guys, let's get Digna on here.
Hey, can you hear me well?
I can hear you. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting.
Thank you so much for getting on, Digna. We're beyond stoked to have you. So before I get into it, talk about your backstory a little bit. You haven't been in the business too long and you have some experience in other areas. So talk about that for a minute.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, thank you so much to you and Tobit. You guys are just amazing. I cannot be in a better team. This is home for me. Like, I'm so excited. But for me, it is a little different. Jason's awesome. I was just loving him. I'm like, yes. Because for me, it was different. I had to unlearn all this other stuff that I knew, right? I was in insurance for 4 years. And my only regret is like, man, nobody ever showed me FFL. This is crazy. How could you not talk to me? So I was really upset when I found out about FFL, because I was like, there's nothing like it in the industry. So for those of you guys, this is your first company. You're so lucky. Oh my gosh. You're so lucky. You don't even know what you have. I'm going to tell you, because after 4 years of being in all these Zooms and learning all this stuff and reading a book a month, right, to make 100,000 a year, and you come here and I see people doing that in a month. I'm sorry, 100 families in a month. And I'm like, oh my God, they just got their license. What am I been doing all this year? So I'm really excited because I was in that system where they do all this training, all these Zooms. I was in one of the top mutual, 50% comp, okay? And I was building my agency. And this is what happened for me, right? So I was in network marketing for 17 years as an entrepreneur. I know what a 1099 is. I know what it's working hard looks like. 12, 14-hour days, doesn't matter. I do whatever it takes. However, when I started building my agency with my friends, right? 10 of my friends, they got licensed and we're going to do this, right? And my good friend Maria of 17 years started sending me all these videos, okay? The YouTube videos of FFL. And I'm like, these people are crazy. This is not real. I didn't believe it. I thought it was just like fake. I'm like, how do you do that? So I didn't understand anything about this industry, about this company. I thought it was just like, no way. I was used to the other way, right? And I was working from home for 2 years with my previous practice company. And I was making a 6-figure a year from home, and it was great. But I was like, oh my gosh, these people are making 6 figures a month. I could do this, right? But when I sold leads, I've never in my life called anyone that I didn't know. I worked with friends and family and friends of friends and family. That's what I did. So when they say, well, you got to buy leads and you got to call these people and you got to set an appointment, and guess what? You got to go to their homes. And I'm like, I told Maria, I'm not doing that. I said, no.
You told me that. You told me that.
I said, I'm not doing that. That's not me. I couldn't do that. So I told Maria, she sent me all the videos. We're building our agency. And then Maria said, we got to do this. I said, yes, we do. So let's go. We had to switch everything. My first 3 months here, I had to go part-time because I was closing out about 100 families that we had put in 90 days in the previous company out of 50%. It was so painful to do that. Fully underwritten products, 2 months waiting to protect a family, guys. This is crazy. That's what I did. One product, one company, one choice. And when I sold this, I was like, oh my goodness, I could protect anyone. And it really opened my eyes, guys. When I went to my first home, I said, I'm coachable. So I said, okay, I'm going to get on Lifestyle. I'm going to follow the script. I'm going to do this. And I'm like, I was so uncomfortable. I couldn't tell you how uncomfortable I was. And I went to that first appointment. And that guy was waiting for me outside. He was actually waving me like, here, we're here. I'm like, he's waiting for me? I went inside the home and he said, well, I want for me, my wife, and my 2 kids. And I'm like, is there a camera anywhere in here? Are they is this real? I've never had that in 4 years. And I left that home and I protected the wife and the 2 kids. I couldn't protect the husband. I was a mess. I have no idea what I was doing. I've never worked like that. I send a nurse to the house. I do this whole thing for 2 months to get somebody protected. And when I saw an approval and I'm like, this is a no-brainer. I'm a businesswoman, and on top of everything, I'm like, there's no way I'm going to let this go. And guys, I left everything that I was doing. And I'm going to tell you straight out, I was getting paid from 2 companies. I had my mortgage, everything was getting paid from, and I left everything. I said, I don't want nothing to do with anybody else, nothing else. I'm going full-time. And since April, I'm full-time. This is all I do. And I'm so excited about this company and about what we're doing because, and I tell you what, Marissa, this really touched my heart because I had a couple friends in my previous company. I protected the husband and I couldn't protect his wife because she has a condition for many years. And that really hurt. And I'm like, damn, I only have one choice for her. So when I came here, that was my first client. I called him. I said, I think I could protect your wife. And it took me literally 10 minutes because I had all her information. I just had to make a phone call, get them to sign. And she was protected in 10 minutes, guys. And that changed everything for me. I said, everybody I know, every lead that I get, I'm gonna call and I'm gonna protect, and that's why I'm fired up about what we're doing here. So,
oh my goodness, I love Digna. She literally gets me so fired up since like the first time I met her. And you guys, the one thing about Digna, and I want to talk about this real quick before we get into the nitty gritty, is like when I think about that phrase, closed mouths don't get fed. That's what I think about. I think about Digna because she is not scared to ask for anything. She's not scared to say, hey, I need help. She's not scared to say, hey, I have a question. She's not scared to say, hey, I want to do this event. Can we get Sean Mike there? If I promise to put 100 people in the room in Jacksonville, she'll send him an email like, can you come to my event? Like, she does not care, guys, because she's so passionate about this opportunity. I met her at convention before we had partnered, and she's like, hey, Marissa, I want to take a picture with you. Like, I know you don't know me, but like, let's take a selfie. And I'm like, perfect. Sounds good. Like, closed mouths don't get fed, you guys. And like, she's so passionate about this opportunity that like, she's not scared to put herself out there and do whatever it takes to be able to help as many people as possible. So Digna, you are, well, first of all, what leads do you run? Because you protected 23 families in 2 weeks already.
Yes. So I do the 1 and 3 month CRM leads. And let me tell you something else that I do, because I do a lot of Spanish also. And sometimes I don't find a lot of those in the CRM. So Livrilla has 180-day-old leads and 90-day-olds. I don't do anything new. I've never bought like a fresh, $35. I don't do that. I do the 3 months. 1 month is like the newest leads that I'm going to call. And then 90 days and 180 days. Wow. That's what I run.
Wow. So Digna, and I know leads were a big deal for you because you worked family and friends before. Anybody who has like a negative mindset around CRM leads, what would you say to them?
Oh my gosh. Let me tell you something. Okay, let's talk about this, because to me, that was like, so I could literally like decide how much money I'm going to make. Like I could just buy more leads. I'm like, how many can I get? This is a no-brainer, because it's to buy for your business, you got to do an investment. And when I said I could actually buy people, like I could just call these people that requested information, they're waiting for me. How many can I get? I just needed to get more production personal so I could invest more. That was my thinking. Like I told everybody, you need to do this, because to me was like before, how many times did I have to talk to my sister and my brother, and my brother's still waiting to get a policy from me from 4 years ago. Okay. So, I mean, literally my younger brother, he's still investigating on some of the companies that I was working with. I mean, think about that. And I'm like, I have people sending me voice messages and loving me. I walk out of people's home with food sometimes. I mean, I'm like, are you kidding me? That to me, that's like a no-brainer. And everybody in the team, even though we never worked with leads before, we were so grateful for leads. I'm like, yeah, I want more. And if, it's going to cost a little less, but I'm going to make some more calls, hey, I'm all in for that. I work 12 hours, 14 hours. I don't care until I get what I came here for.
Yeah, I love that. All right, Digna, I usually don't do this, but now I'm curious. Maria said in the chat, tell us about the 2019 lead from South Carolina that you protected.
So we had this really old leads that they sent and I bought them. I'm like, $3. Hey, what do I lose? So I started just calling mortgage protection. And I act like it was a brand new lead. To me, it's a family. They need help. I mean, it's a house. Think about it. Some people won't do it. And even if they did, they probably had another refinance or whatever. I acted like it was just brand new. And they're like, oh, I don't remember that. And then I send the picture. Do you remember? Oh, I remember. Well, I protected 2 families from 2019 with a $3 mortgage protection from the CRM. And it was right on the spot, over the phone, guys, right here from my house in Florida.
I love that, guys. So if you're thinking that leads are too old or they don't need your help, or you think that like these big producers that are doing 20, 30, 40, 50 families a month, that they have something special that you don't have, we all have the same system. So now, Digna, talk to us about, because I know you went in the home, you were like never going to go in the home, then you went in the home and you loved it. Now you do hybrid. So I see you post client pictures and I also see you do some stuff over the phone. What has the hybrid system done for you? And when do you think that agents should implement that? Or do you think they should go in the home? What are your thoughts?
Oh my God, you got to go in the home. There's nothing like being in the home. I love going into the home. It's a whole different, I know how to do this now, right? And I didn't know at the beginning I was a mess, but I know how to help a family. I did it for all these years. I care about people. So I go in there, and to me, it's like, if you're inviting me to your home, we're gonna write a policy here today. I'm not here to waste my time. Here's my license. Let's go. I'm all business, right? And what I realized is that, I know I could do it over the phone because I did that for prior to this. I was doing it for 2 years. But let me just say this. I said, I heard all this live transfer. Let's do this. I tried it at the beginning, and what a mess. Okay, don't do it if you're not ready. $700 later, I'm like, oh my gosh, no sales. What's going on, Digna? You back to the homes, okay? So don't do it. You got to go into the homes. You got to set the appointments and just follow the system. Guys, if you follow the system, it didn't make sense to me. I'm going to be straight out. It didn't make sense. I didn't understand saying the script. I didn't get it. But I said, I'm going to follow the system because I know systems work. They're going to save us time and money. I'm going to follow. If somebody's successful at something that they're doing, guess what? I just got to copy that and do it. And I did that. And I said, no, I got to go in the home. So I do both now. I feel very comfortable protecting family over the phone. But I couldn't do that at the beginning. I messed it up really, really bad. So I'm excited to say that now I do both. And I give people that option. Like, I buy leads in my area to do over the phone because I give them the options. I could come see you on Saturday. I don't care what day of the week, I could be in your house. And if they have any questions, then I have to drive 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 1 hour, doesn't matter. So yeah, definitely do both.
Yeah, I love it. So Digna, you're also recruiting a big team. So talk to us about the business. So I remember you said, like, a lot of people come in and they just want to sell and they just want to protect, which is totally fine. Right off the bat, you were like, I see the business opportunity. I see the business model of why I would want to share this opportunity with other people. And also, I know I have to lead from the front. So talk to us about what you see in this opportunity, how you're recruiting your agents, where are you getting them from, and kind of how you present that.
So let me say this. I've been a recruiter for 17 years. I built large teams in network marketing. But when it came to this industry, I was a little like, oh my God, hesitant, right? Because I needed to first do it and then bring people in. But I came into FFL with about 10 of my friends. They were already agents. So we started with a little group, and I couldn't stay quiet when I saw this. I'm like, guys, we got to just talk to people because I know what's out there in other companies. And when you know you have the best, guys, this is the best. And I tell you, I've done a lot of businesses, and I'm going to tell you right now, for those that are listening, there's nothing else like this that you can sit down in a day and, like, we just saw some of the numbers, protect 11 family in a couple of hours. That's like crazy. Nowhere else can you do that. Then you get the whole commitment. Are you kidding me? So we got to share with more people. So to me, it's like building the team. It's really what I like. But I also knew that in order for me to do that, I needed to produce at a higher level. So I'm like, my production has to stay up nonstop at the time that I'm recruiting. So you got to be very intentional with your time to set time aside for recruiting. Every day of the week, I have a couple of hours that I'm texting somebody, I'm sending somebody the overview, I'm inviting somebody to something. So you want people to know. And I talk to the team to do the same thing. I do a lot of text messages on recruiting. I do social media recruiting, all of the above. And I tell you, I just literally got started on recruiting because I was so focused on learning how to do this thing at the beginning. The first few months, I was just learning, because now I want to teach my team how to do it. And I think, guys, just to know that there's an integrity at the end, there's a partnership, there's an end. I'm like so fired up because I did so many other businesses, guys. And I tell you, humbly, I tell you, my husband and I built a 7-figure business before in network marketing. It's so hard to do. It's so tough to do and to keep. And then at the end, no company, something crazy happened, you have no business, okay? So when I saw what's happening here, and I said, oh my gosh, these people, like I saw some of the people when I came in 6 months ago, and I'm like, what? They already here. This is crazy. This is so fast. And I said, wait, if they did it, that means I could do it too. So I need to share it with more people. So it's talking to people every day. It's part of what we do, guys. If you go to the bank, if you talk to your friends, if you talk to your sister, anyone and anyone really, and when you see the numbers, when you see people like Jace, oh my gosh, who would have thought that he was going to be a top producer if nobody spoke to him, right? Mm-hmm. So when I look at a lot of the people here, there's nothing special here, nothing at all. Let me tell you, I never thought I could do this. When I saw some of the videos and I said, what, did they just go to somebody's home? Did they do what? I couldn't do that. And guys, you just got to just plug it into the system. Listen to the top recruiters, read the script. I mean, I'm like, how much simpler could it get? It's so simple. So I'm really excited. And I'm telling you, I'm just getting started, like literally like the Instagram video. I'm literally just getting started. Like I'm really fired up to talk to more people, to continue to recruit and bring people into this opportunity, because there is absolutely nothing else like this out there. I have a lot of friends still making 40% in a practice company. Okay. And then on Zoom all day, every day, training about what? I love high activity and getting dirty and let's go grind it out, whatever it takes. No excuses. I don't care. Let's go. That's me.
Well, you are the real deal, Digna. And I'm telling you right now, we know you're just getting started. And I love it so much that you said there's nothing special about anything I'm doing. Guys, I plugged into the system. I bought the leads. I called the leads. I go to the leads house. Like, how much more simpler can it get? So Digna, talk to us about your July 25th Jacksonville event.
Yes, I'm excited. So I found an office 25 minutes from my house. I have no clue there was an office anywhere. So I was like, there's got to be something. So we found the office. Nobody's there. They're selling the building. And I'm like, wait a minute. That's right there. I got to go in there. So we got it cleaned up. I got the codes. We're going to get a team in place. So my team is all over the country right now. But we are working really hard to bring Mr. Sean Mike himself and the team, all the leaders, to come over to Jacksonville. Let's rebuild this area. There's so much potential here, guys. And I'm really fired up to have 100 people inside that office on July 25th. I mean, literally, if you have anybody, send them in. We have a flyer coming out and more details to come on that event.
And that's Jacksonville, Florida.
Florida, correct.
So yes. July 25th, Jacksonville, Florida. Guys, you'll get to meet this queen herself in person. And she's going to be doing a business overview meeting, you guys, for any recruits. So if you have anybody in Florida, guys, send them her way. She will help them get started. And Digna, you are phenomenal. Can you still hear me? Okay, perfect. You are phenomenal. Thank you so much for getting on with us tonight. And we just want to be able to love on you and implicate everything that you are doing, and you continue to lead us, continue to lead from the front. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, we're going to have a logo this month. Is that correct?
Yes, we're going to have a logo this month. I'm very close. I'm so excited. And I want to thank the team. I have some amazing, a lot of ladies. They just go out every day they have whatever it takes. And I'm going to just tell you about my Euphrasia, because I know you heard about her, but I want to tell you, because this girl is in New York, okay? And when she found out that we couldn't really do business in there, she was so stressed out. She had excuses all day, every day. And this is what I said to her. I said, listen, you're either going to make excuses or you're going to make money. But I'm going to tell you, come to my house. She spent a whole month in my house. She left her child, her mother. She came here. And let me tell you, she is producing every month. She left her job after convention, and now she's from home. 7, 8, 10 families a month. And I'm so proud of her. That's Euphrasia. And so many other team members are just grinding it out. Maria Vargas is going for her logo too. She's the reason why I'm here, because she kept sending me videos. And I just love my team. And I know the top producers of my team are not even here yet, guys, because I didn't talk to them yet. So same thing for you, for everyone that's listening. The top producers in your team are not here yet, because we need to go talk to them today, tomorrow. So they're waiting on us, guys. I know there's people waiting on me. Just like when I speak today, I spoke to this lady, and the next thing I know, she's protected in 30 minutes. And she was so excited, so happy, and so grateful for me. And I said, if I didn't show up for her the way I did, she would have been waiting another 20 years. So show up for your family, for your team, know your why. The reason why I'm here today, because I know my why, and I know the sacrifices that I have to do in order to get to the places that I want to get. My son had a lot of baseball games going on this weekend, and I was in an Airbnb grinding it out. I said, honey, I cannot be at your game because mommy has to do this work right now. And he understood, because I know what the end goal is, and I'm not going to stop. So know the sacrifice, know the why, and just work hard. You have to work hard. It's not going to be given to anyone. You got to put in the work. Really excited. Thank you so much. And thank you to Toby. He is just amazing. I love him so much. He's such a gift to me. So amazing. I love you. Your energy is just amazing.
Your energy is amazing, and you are now a living legend within FFL Domination. So obviously I love you. Anything I can do to help. Thank you so much for pouring into our team, and let's continue to crush it. And I know in just a couple of weeks we are going to have a new logo, and you guys, Digna is here. Obviously she has a heart of gold. She's here to help everybody. But the thing that I love so much, you guys, is she knows and believes that this opportunity is for all of you. It's not just for her. It's not just for me. It's not just for Tobe, and it's not just for Jace. Like, it's there for your taking. We're literally putting it in your hands. You just got to go out and grab it. So thank you so much, Digna. We love you, and we cannot be more excited to have you. And you are